This is where I unwind, loosen up, have a good time, watch the plants grow. Pick plants almost every day to take down to my wife to cook.
This used to be just a plain old concrete driveway, and there used to be a 5-foot wall right here. And we had all this real estate on the other side of the wall that we never saw because of this wall. And having done the remodel, we were able to incorporate this yard back into the house. Now we have access to it. It's nice. This is where my kids play soccer. And then we have a patio, dining, fire pit, living room area, outdoor living area where the former driveway used to be.
The walls of windows just really open up to where it just, the outside becomes an extension of the inside. So we can really we actually have an extra 10 feet of living space when we open those doors.
Looking at today are 3 different styles in different beach communities here in San Diego, coastal communities. There's a larger, older Spanish home that's in La Jolla. The home we're sitting in today was originally a post-war stucco house with very little character, and it's evolved into really a 2-story house with a roof deck. So now they've been able to capture the view of Mission Bay and really a 360-degree view from the roof deck itself. And then the third house that we were looking at was a house that the owners had in the family since 1955, and it too was a nondescript post-war stucco house, and they've moved into that as their retirement home, and we created a 2-story beach cottage.
These homeowners share how they turned coastal homes into their dream homes, thanks to the expert team at Marrokal Design and Remodeling. At the Cravatts, a space-extending, beautiful kitchen remodel gives the feeling of depth.
Well, in this area, there's a 30-foot height limit on 2 stories only. Obviously, there's issues with height, and so they had to be careful how high they made this thing when they built on top of the kitchen. And I was going to lose 6 inches of height in my kitchen, and that was a huge deal for me. And by doing the coffered ceilings, though, they made it look like we had done the ceiling drop kind of on purpose for aesthetic reasons, and it actually made the house look bigger.
As you approach the room, it almost feels like there's more volume, that the room has a different sense of space orientation and depth to it because the ceiling relieves and grows in a particular area. So it sort of, in a sense, for lack of a better term, tricks the eye into believing that there's a lot more volume in that room.
We went into it hearing nightmare stories about, okay, be prepared for this and that with contractors, and you know, we never found that. It almost felt like working with family the whole way through. It was smooth from beginning to end, and they took an interest in making sure we were happy the whole way.
But unfortunately, the Edwards learned the hard way the importance of using a design-build team for their remodel.
We had already worked with an architect that was a friend of the family and came up with plans and got it basically to permit process. Through the permit process, and we started looking for somebody to actually build the property, and we realized we were in really bad shape. No one could build the plans that we had designed. And it was when we sat down with the designers at Marrokal that we realized we could have a totally different, 10 times better home working with them had we just started the process with them, with people that have the experience. We would have saved a lot of money.
I wouldn't want to have to go out and interview different vendors myself and try to get estimates. They did all of that and yet brought it in, the whole project, within our budget.
We're glad we have an elevator.
I kept saying, no, we don't need an elevator, but we're not very young and we're getting older. And he insisted that we needed an elevator. And 6 months after we moved in, my knee went out and I used the elevator for 3 months.
Whether it's remodeling and preparing for your golden years, making room for baby, or creating space, using a remodeler that understands your needs and delivers quality service from design, build, and beyond will save you time, money, and headaches. I'm Phoebe Chong Chua with your Remodeling News.